Okay, guys, so welcome to Empowered Elites Team Call for April 12th. I'm not really going to take a lot of time to go over anything right now because, you guys, I share enough in the team page of what's going on with updates, and there's not really anything new to share, so I want to make sure we have plenty of time. I asked Serena and Megan and Nicole to share tonight because it's just been really amazing to watch them kind of come together, and the things that they're sharing together on Facebook and the way that they're really they have that camaraderie and that team spirit, the way that they work together, and just the comments and the support they have between each other, I think is something so hugely important in this business, and that a lot of people don't really take full advantage of. So I wanted to really dig into how that came to be and what they actually do together. And then they've been running some really kick-ass challenge groups together, so I thought they could share some insight of what they actually do to give other people some new, fresh ideas maybe that they want to implement in their own challenge groups. So first of all, thank you, ladies, because I know it's kind of out of your comfort zone to step on a team call and speak, so super proud of you for that, first and foremost, but also thank you for taking time out of your night to share with us. So that was actually, I said I had a couple questions for you, but that was actually my first question was, how did you guys actually come to be like a trio where you started working together, if you remember?
Okay, so I'll take that one because I remember. Okay, so I think Aspire Nation did a team call on success partners a while back in maybe December or January. And after that team call, you posted something in the page about, do you have a success partner? Go watch this call. And Serena had messaged me and she was like, hey, do you have a success partner? And I was like, no. And so we were chatting a little bit. And then Megan actually messaged me and asked about if I had a success partner. So I was chatting with both of them. And then at some point during the health bet, I joined up with Serena and a few other coaches. And we ran in the challenge tracker app, the health bet together. And me and Serena like really clicked when we did that health bet together. So I asked her if we wanted to run a February challenge group together. And of course she said yes. And I had been chatting with Megan. So I asked Megan if she would join us too. So we kind of like all came together and then we had like a Zoom conference call and we just really clicked and connected with each other on that chat. I think it was like midway through our challenge group that Serena was like, are we like success partners? Like, what is this, what it is? And we were like, yeah, okay, we're a success pod. So then that's kind of how like everything started. And basically we've been like chatting through Facebook Messenger, like every day, like all the time, every day, nonstop. We just are like chatting with each other about our challenge groups or just everything, like our struggles. And yeah, so it's just like a great friendship. And we just really, it was like very natural. Like we really connected like naturally and it was just like a natural thing for us to join up together.
I have to add something to that.
Yeah.
So Nicole and I actually ran a free group together, totally her idea. So it was a free like meal sharing group.
Yeah, meal prep group.
Meal prep and meal sharing, recipe sharing. So we got to know each other through that as well. So there's that.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to like pinpoint a couple things. Can everybody raise their hand if you have a success partner? So there's still some coaches that don't. Couple. All right, we need to fix that. So I think one of the things that you really said that is really important in terms of like working with people is that like you had a connection. Like it just came easily because I think a lot of times that people, when they're looking for a success partner, like things don't really click or you don't really vibe and it's not to say like you don't like that person or it's just that you might work well with someone else. And I can tell you that I personally went through 4 before I found mine. So if, like don't feel like you have to be limited to working with one person. Like it is really important that you vibe with someone and you connect with them just like you guys obviously really do. So I absolutely love how you guys met and how you come together. And I think it's really important to put yourselves out there. Like if you don't have people you work with, like friend request coaches on the team and reach out to people and just build those connections. It's so important. Do you guys just want to go and talk about what you were going to speak about, or do you want me to ask my last 3 questions?
What do you guys want to do?
Ask away.
You can ask.
Okay. Let's see. The next one I was going to say that how do you feel that working together has actually like helped you, or held you accountable, or helped you with motivation, or overcoming fears, or learning things that you were struggling with? And if you each want to just share for a minute, like how it's helped you, would be awesome.
Who wants to go first?
I'll go first. We're going to touch on a little bit more about like specifically how it's helped us. And obviously that's what you just asked us, but I think that we call ourselves our pod.
No,
we have a name too. Did we say the name yet?
No.
We named ourselves the Trifitsters. So our little pod, I feel like we complement each other. Like we're all different and we complement. We're all like similar on some levels that I can't really necessarily describe, but we complement each other. And it's so funny. I'm so curious for Nikki to go ahead and do her color.
Me too.
Yeah, because it was just so interesting to see how Serena and I we're very different, and that's apparent to us, but I think we complement each other well when we're attacking kind of the same goal, and it makes splitting it up really easy. So it's helped me to push myself in like a different way, and I think the two of them approach thinking about things in a different way. And then the other thing for me is that like there's inevitably one of us is having like an off day at some point. And like the other two or one will kind of like swoop in and be like, well, I'm having an awesome day and you need to like step up and get better. And this is why. And then it just like, it revolves, and it's excellent in that way.
I think you covered it, basically. I mean, we're going to touch on more, like, we have some topics that are going to go over, like, specifically how we hold each other accountable. So I don't know if we want to just wait and do that then.
Actually, well, I mean, I should just let you guys go because I feel like you're going to cover the questions that I have anyways. But I think, Megan, what you just said is really important because I feel like I call my success partner my backbone because, you know, like you're not only supposed to set goals and hold each other accountable and like help each other out, but it is like such a blessing to have on the days where you struggle, or the days you feel like a failure, or the days that your energy is low, or you don't feel like doing things. And that's such a huge part of it, that connection, and that just raising each other up, I think, is huge too. So I love that you said that.
Well, yeah, and also I'll interject. We, when one of us is having a bad day, inevitably, the other two will step up and fill the gap until, you know, and then code the other one back in as much as we can until she's ready and, you know, she's over her shit. So that's really been helpful.
I love that. Well, I'll just give you ladies the floor so you can just share whatever you have planned, because I really appreciate that you did that. So go for it.
Okay, so I'm going to change it up, girls. We're going to start with the success partners piece of it, and then we'll go into the challenge group because we've like already kind of talked a little about success partners. So I think that's like a good segue. So, okay, we are having it's like a little game for us. And we have topics, and we put our names into this little bin, and we're going to draw the name, and that's the topic. That person's going to talk about that topic. So the first topic in Success Partners is our Trifitsters team page. So let's see who the lucky person is. Serena.
Awesome. All right, so Nicole came up with this awesome, I don't know who came up with the idea.
I think you came up with that.
All right, so we created a team page just like we have for our individual teams, and we're called, thanks to Nicole, the Trifitsters. And
I came up with that name.
No, that was all you, Serena.
Yeah, that was you.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, moving forward. So we made posts. We made one post for each vital behavior, and every day we hold each other accountable by posting what we did towards that vital behavior daily. We also made a PD post. Well, that's vital behavior. We are working on an Instagram post where we're going to update what we're doing on Instagram and what is helping us. And it's basically just our own little team page that we have, or we can communicate with each other in a broader forum other than our little Facebook chat, which we're in nonstop constantly. So that's basically how it works. We throw ideas in there. Team call topics was in there today. We have another, each one of us has a thread in there for our goals, long-term, short-term, action steps, things like that. So it's basically everything that tested to do, but we do it together in our team page and hold each other accountable. And we're always looking for ways to improve that too and grow in there. And sometimes we're slacking, so we need to step it up a bit. But it's been a really great experience. It's like our little home base. Anyone have to add anything to that, Nick or Megan?
I can add something. Another thing, so I'll just run down like the topics we post in there. We do like adding to your network, and then every day we go in and we comment like how many we did. So like if you added 10, if you added 3, if you just go through and you comment each day how many you added, how many you invited, how many you followed up with, personal development. And then we'll put like scripts in there. So if like a script is working well for us, we'll add that in there. Today I posted, because we're all in that March Diamond Dash group, I posted something. It was like, what are the 3 things you're going to implement from the March Diamond Dash group? So we are going to go and put the 3 things that we're going to actually work on implementing, and then we can hold each other accountable to those things. So it's basically like our little space that we that is like our home, our little Tri-Fitsters home. So it's really fun.
Yeah, it was because I think we had so many ideas brewing with our messenger that we were like losing track. So it was our way of organizing it, and now it's all organized, which is great. But then even like when we come up with something new, we can create a new thread. So if we have an idea for a challenge group or whatever it is, we can just keep it in there, and then everybody's tagged in every post so that everybody sees everything all the time. And it just makes it a lot more easy than just the way that Messenger, you can get things get lost there.
Because we talk all day nonstop in there.
We need a gripes thread, right?
I absolutely love this idea, because I've honestly never heard of anybody that did that with like putting the topics in there and commenting on that daily. I think that is so huge, and putting your numbers and everything in there too. Like really, you can't run and hide from that. No. I think that's really smart on your parts, because it really drives you to have that accountability. But sharing that, like you said, to not get lost in your thread is so huge too. Awesome, you guys.
It's cool that like if somebody says that they invited 10 people or something, then like we'd be like, from where? Like what script are you using? And it's all like within the same comment.
Nicole invites 10 people all the time. She's a rock star.
Talk about consistency, queen. Seriously.
But it's cool that we can keep each other accountable. So it's a way, like, if we can say, like, okay, what are we doing? Like, we're not doing our vitals. No one's commenting on the thread. Like, what's going on? Like, I think this week I commented on one of the invite threads, like, we need to get our shit together, because no one was commenting their invites. So it's just a way for us to hold each other accountable to doing the steps every single day. Anything else on that, you guys?
Does anybody have questions for them about that or how they do it? Are you going to implement it?
It's really fun.
It's like our home. I love Tri-Fitsters.
So,
hold on, because you had a question.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
I have a question. How did you guys pick each other to start learning from each other and as a group partner? Like, did you guys get paired up by somebody, or did you just fall together on your own?
Yeah.
I asked Nicole if she wanted to be my success partner because I saw it in a post somewhere. And then Nicole and Megan had been talking, and then Nicole and I were running the health bet with 4 or 5 other coaches, and we just hit it off, and we're working really well together. So I asked her if she wanted to be my success partner, and then she had been talking to Megan, and she said, do you mind if Megan runs the next challenge group with us? And I was like, no, man, that's cool. More the merrier. So that's how it evolved.
Cool. Okay, thanks.
Allison, I'll put a post in the team page again about it so that you can reach out, because there's a lot that don't have one still. So
yeah, when I very first started, my coach kind of set me up with one, but we haven't really used it. So I don't know. Maybe somebody else will be better for me, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, it's somebody you need to click with.
Yeah.
It's just like when you're inviting and forming with people and adding people to your network. If you have nothing in common with that person, or you don't click on a certain level, it's don't waste your time or theirs. I mean, no offense, but just move on.
And I think too, it's important to note that like people should have similar kind of goals and lifestyles in a sense too. I think
that's interesting you say that, because I have no kids.
Your lifestyle is different, yes. So you are the exception to the rule. But I know for me, the first 4 that I had, like I had a guy that was a partner, and like I actually do have a newer guy that I work with, but like I just there was like no clicking on any level with the first 4. So if you didn't find your backbone yet, keep searching.
What I'd like to add to that though is, and this might be obvious, but not to me, is I think the most important thing about why we click is, from my perspective anyway, that both Serena and Nikki are 2 people that I admire and inspire me incredibly. So, I felt like intimidated about approaching them because I did, admire them so much. So I feel like that's such an important thing as well. Maybe that's obvious, but I don't know. If somebody's approaching you, then I think it needs to be somebody that's kind of like lighting a fire and like inspiring you to be better.
Yeah, and this all stemmed from the post that Dana put in the page about success partners. So, I mean, I think that each of us commented on that page with like a little bit about ourselves, looking for success.
There's a whole Facebook Beachbody success partner page too, where you can always go and try to find somebody.
All right, is that it on that one? On to the next. Okay, so now we're going to talk about sneak peek and free groups. Let's see, who's the lucky one? Oh, that's me. Okay, so I don't know when this was, but we all teamed. Serena had the great idea and scared the crap out of me and Megan that we were going to do a live sneak peek Zoom call. And we were like, oh my God, we don't want to do that. That's so scary. And she's like, just do it. So we did like the same kind of thing where we wrote all the topics on little pieces of paper and we drawed them out from a hat. And then we invited people to it and we recorded the Zoom call, and we just posted it into a Facebook page so that we can add people to it. One of the things we actually discussed today in our just messenger chat was really like evolving that sneak peek, and our challengers are very comfortable with us because they're seeing us posting in our challenge group all the time. So we feel like a sneak peek that we run, we're really present in it and we're putting the videos in there, it'll resonate stronger with our challengers because they know us. So them going to sneak peek with us as the main people, as the people running it, they'll really like connect with that, we think. So that's something we're going to put more time into. And then we've also run free groups together, and it just makes it easier. We ran like a personal development free group, and then we ran a free group called Good for the Soul, which was just like gratitude, like people posting things that they were grateful for each day. And it's just a way to, because there's more of us, we can get more participation because we're all inviting people to it. So when there's more participation, people feel like it's like a real thing rather than like when no one's really participating, they're kind of like, I'm not going to pay attention to this. So it's been a lot easier to like work together, and it makes it like divvies up the work. So you don't have to feel like everything's on your shoulders. And then also if one of us is like struggling, like, oh, I haven't met Success Club yet, can you guys do this for me? We'll like pick up the slack for the other one. And that has been like such a game changer. Just like last month I was struggling, and Megan and Serena like really rallied and like did awesome with kicking off our next challenge group. So I could really focus on Success Club. And of course I'll do the same for them if they ever need it. So it just makes it a lot easier, especially when running like any type of group, to have each other's backs. Anything y'all
I want to add about the sneak peek. So, because I don't know if it was clear that you said that we did a Zoom call, because I feel like usually the sneak peeks are like in a Facebook page and it's a live stream. So it's just like one coach and the screen, and it's quiet. So we had this idea to have the Zoom call. So it was more like a coffee chat, kind of like social hour. And we invited people to come to it live. Nobody ended up coming, which was totally fine with us. But still, like, we were able to kind of have this kind of vibe that we do right now in this call, where we were able to kind of banter a little bit and go back and forth. So it was a little more interactive, which I loved.
I think there's two things from both of what you said that are just so important, because sneak peeks are really scary to start. So kudos for taking initiative and doing that, because I think it's one of those things where you kind of have to do it before you're ready, if you're ever going to do it, or you always wait. And Nicole, what you said about, people really hearing from you and connecting to that, it does make all the difference. And I just wanted to say, for newer coaches, like, don't feel like you need to go make a sneak peek tomorrow, but you can use the one that we have for our team. But, at some point, what Nicole said is absolutely 100% true. Like, people, I remember Elizabeth Harkey saying that all the time. Like, if you want people to connect to you and your story and join your team, people need to get to know you and your vibe and your story and who you are, to hear from you, because otherwise it can, kind of connect them with someone else if you're not like really on top of the follow-ups and the creating connection behind the scenes with them after you put them in them, if that makes sense. So I think that was huge, Nicole. Yeah. I love all this. I love all of it. Such great ideas.
And that's such like Serena too. She just like out of the blue was like, hey guys, this is what we're doing next.
And we were like, no. And she was like, yeah, you are. We're doing it.
I'm the pusher.
She is the pusher, yeah. And we need it. Okay. Anything else on that, you guys?
Does anybody have any questions for them about that, about free groups or sneak peeks? Don't be shy. No? Okay.
Okay. So the next is going to be, I kind of cover like sharing workload, but also we say like our challengers have 3 coaches, and like that we all have different strengths and how we can like help them. And let me see who's going to talk about this. Megan.
Yes, perfect.
Where'd Megan go? Oh, there she is. Okay.
I'm right here. I feel like we talked about everything though. Like, we talked about how when one person's down, we pick them up. We talked about like pushing where weaknesses are, and we're also different. We complement each other, hold each other accountable. Am I forgetting something?
Well, how like we have different, I guess, like strengths, and how our challengers have like 3 people to come to, I guess. Yeah. Instead, like they feel like they have 3 coaches. Like, look at Emma. Yeah. Emma talked in the chat. As someone in your challenge group, I totally agree with that. I feel like I have 3 coaches.
Yeah. So, and like, even so, like, for example, today I had to go to work today, and people were posting in there that were my challengers, And then other people were swooping in to answer questions. And then when I had a free moment, then I could. So it creates like a dialogue instead of just like a back and forth. And it really gives more of a team feel, and that they're included in our team because we're both coaching and participating as challengers. So I think like it works for that dynamic.
And then I think
also, you know, like obviously that because we're so, we complement each other like personality wise, but also like experience wise and idea wise, like we all come at this from a different angle and have different advice to give.
And then I just also feel like we each have different strengths. Like Megan is really good at coming up with like cool, fresh, new ideas for our challenge group. And like she comes up with amazing ideas for the groups. And then I'm like a meal prep freak. Like I love meal prepping and like the nutrition aspect. So I post a lot about that in the group. Like I'll do like live streams with doing my meal plan and that kind of stuff. And then like Serena is really good at like motivating, and like she'll go and like she went in today and live in the challenge group and talked about like the scale is not your friend, and just is like she's really motivational and like inspirational. And so I feel like we can kind of cover like all bases and be there for our challengers. Like all of them know like if they have a meal prep question, they can come ask me about it. If it's like something more fitness related, like Serena, they could ask about it. So I mean, it's they are comfortable like going to the group and asking questions rather than just coming to us like one-on-one, I guess, which is nice because then other people in the group, it creates like a lot of participation between everybody.
I love those ideas. I'm writing them down. I think it is so huge. And I just think about this in terms of like over time, like how challenge groups have evolved. And I think that it seems like you guys just add so much value to your challenge groups, which that would probably be really overwhelming and almost damn near impossible to do by yourself. Mm-hmm. So having your strengths where you split up the work of that is huge. And also just, you know, that you all have different strengths that you share is also incredible, because, you know, something you say may connect to someone else's challenger versus what your coach actually says. And that's huge too. It's all around awesome.
Anything else, Serena? Anything on that? Okay. The next one, don't eat paper.
Hold on. Does anybody have questions about their challenge groups before they move on?
Eating our questions. Claire's
She's eating our names.
Always eating.
Yeah.
Does anybody have questions for them about their challenge groups?
Well, we have a whole thing about challenge groups too.
Okay, go.
Well, the other one was group chat, Zoom calls, and daily support. I feel like we've covered that. Don't you? What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Well, we didn't really talk about, like, we do weekly Zoom calls, just the three of us. Well, I say weekly. We do it when we need to, and it's usually weekly. Sometimes we've done it twice. Depends on what's going on. But we try to prioritize making sure that we have a Zoom call that we can collaborate.
With an agenda.
Yes, we've had to make an agenda because we were like getting kicked out of a Zoom. Like we have to go and recreate a new one because it's like, your time is up. So we've had to learn to like definitely make an agenda because they can get too lengthy. Anything else on that? And then, I mean, we talked about like our little Facebook Messenger chat, which we like are in all day, like just talking to each other, like throwing ideas out there and that kind of thing. Or if we see like, oh my God, did you see what the challenger posted in the group? Go comment on it. It's amazing, that kind of thing. So
the other thing that we have, and I'm not sure if this is a question, is like we share, Nicole mentioned sharing scripts. Beyond that, we share like a welcome email. I created kind of like a newsletter looking thing for a welcome email. And then I just created a newsletter that I'm going to be sending to all of my free leads every month from a training that we just had. And so I feel like it's easy for me to do that. So that's something that I can do. And then I just kind of create a draft and I get feedback, and it's a really good way to share information. And like, I have no problem with just being like, okay, if you have a picture you want me to drop into it, go for it. And I'll send it right to you so you can give it to people. So, you know, it's collaborative in that way.
Yeah, like eventually I want to make some sort of an ebook with like simple recipes, and then I would just share it with Megan and Serena so that they could send it to their challengers also at some point. I mean, we like we just share everything we do with each other, and then if it works for that person, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And but it's like a group effort to help each other see success. So anything else on that? Or we should jump into
Let's talk about challenge group.
Okay. So I guess I'll pull a name for whoever wants to start. We've run challenge groups 2 different ways. The past 2 we've run one way, and then the one we just started last week, we started doing a different sort of format with it, and we're really liking it. So we're going to talk about both of those 2 different formats and how we make our challenge groups like really, really interactive and fun. So I'm drawing a name. Let's see that. Me. Okay, so I'll talk about the first, what we did first. So Megan came up with this really cool idea. Megan has like amazing ideas for challenge groups. She always like hits us with crazy ideas. Sometimes we're like, whoa. But okay, so we have a little success pod, and she thought it would be really cool to like pair our challengers up into success pods with each other to help each other, support each other, and then we'd have a little like challenge in there for the group. So what we did was we made a post in prep week and said, if you guys, we explained what it was, what the success partners was, and we asked who wanted to opt in. So a bunch of people wanted to opt in, and then we paired them randomly, 3 of them together. And then we had them Facebook message each other, and they came up with a team name, a hashtag team name. And then we gave them points, and they had to hashtag their name. So they had different points. So if they posted a meal, a workout, or their shake, they got 1 point. If they posted a recipe, they got 2 points. If they posted a video of any kind of a video, they got 3 points. And if they posted themselves doing a live stream, they got 4 points. So we would do like little challenges. Like one day I did like a live stream of me working out on the weekend and like did a weekend warrior challenge. And then I challenged them to post a live stream or a video of them working out. So people, and we gave, so people would post their live streams and then they would get 4 points for that. So it gave them like an incentive, and it made it really fun, and they like pushed each other, and they would comment on each other's stuff because they're like this little team together. And it was really, really cool. So even people would make challenges. Like someone went live in our group and was like, hey, I'm posting a dance off challenge for you guys. So post dancing. Like one of our challengers did that. And it's like, it makes them really like connect with each other and interact with each other and like form relationships and friendships with each other. So then what we did at the end of the group was we just counted out the hashtags, and we tallied up the points, and then the winning team, each member of the team got to pick out a prize. And we had, it was either like a t-shirt, we had like a tank top, 4-inch line sample. I think we did like a coffee mug, headbands, journals. We just had a bunch of different prizes, and then they picked a prize out. So it just made like, it was just super awesome and super fun. And the other thing we did was we posted a thread for a introduction video, and we did a raffle where anyone who posted an introduction video of themselves, so they had to take a video of themselves, it had to be a video and post it, just like telling us who they were, they got entered into a raffle, and then we prized them Adventures for the Soul, right? We prized them a book. So, and it was just a fun way to like get to know everybody and for everyone to kind of connect with each other. And it made it really, really fun. So I don't know if you guys have anything else to say on that.
I love the idea because it prompts because I know for me, I'm a white and I'm a pretty sociable white, but it helps if I'm pushed out of my comfort zone. So this definitely helps people to be pushed out of their comfort zone, which is what, we want, because we want them to have the best experience possible and for them to have as much growth as possible and to form awesome relationships like we have in our little pod.
But I think that the video aspect is like something we've really latched onto now, where how many times have we been told by our coaches that the best way to reach people is through video? And it's made such a huge difference for the group as far as like really starting to get to know people and who they are, and then reaching out to them and answering their questions when they post in the group. And it's created a little bit more of a community as opposed to just like their icon, their face, their profile picture.
I think these are all incredible ideas. I would love if one of you would share in the team page exactly what you did with that, with the giveaway that you did with, because I just jotted it down, but like having them create the teams of 3 and pick a team name and like the 4 components of what you had them hashtag and post and the point system for it, because I think that is an absolutely incredible idea.
Yeah. It was
so
fun.
many reasons, but like for really getting people to connect and work together, I think that's huge.
Yeah, it was fun. Some downfalls of that was that inevitably there were some teams that there were people that didn't commit. So that was like kind of a bummer for us. I felt like we were like, oh, because they're this person's posting so much and they don't have much team support. So that was a little hard. And then also on our end, counting the hashtags was like a little bit of a bear. I mean, it wasn't like the end of the world, but it was definitely a little bit of a bear. And like we'd get to a point and be like, wait, they have 2 pictures of recipes. Is that 1 point or 2 points? And how did you count that? And it just became like a little bit, hopefully we won't have to deal with that again, because we really like what we were doing now, but it was at the time very fun.
I did that in all of my new challenge groups. The first year I did something similar, and I every single night would have to sit down and like tally up points, and it got so time consuming that I just couldn't figure it out. But I think if that were tweaked a little bit to be less challenging to track, it's an
we tweaked it all right.
What'd you do now? I'm really curious to know how you track it now.
All right. Well, I lost my paper. Claire's in here, so she's like carrying the place. Oh,
that's
right.
Awesome.
I'm in a pirate ship bed, you guys. It's like the only quiet spot in my house. Well, we have only one more topic and we have 2 names. So when do you get it? Megan. All right, so I guess you can start and then we can just all pitch in on like our current challenge group and how we run it.
Yeah. Okay. So with all of that in mind, with our last one and how like we did all the hashtag counting and everything, but we really wanted to get people involved with teams. And but the other thing that was kind of missing still was that, and oh, by the way, something we didn't mention yet was that we obviously everybody has like some sort of theme for their group based on the month, based on like a holiday that's happening, whatever. So this took us a long time actually to try to like really hammer down what this theme was, this group, but because of like not so much the religious, but like Easter and Passover and spring, that's really what we focused on, was like renewal and growing and all of that. So we came up with our Flourish and Fly group, where we're really working on more of like a personal development from the inside out type of aspect. So with that in mind, and halfway through our last challenge group, we were getting questions about like very, very simple, like basic things, like what is this Beachbody challenge, and what is the meal plan, and what goes into like a red container. I mean, like very, very basic questions that were happening like weeks after we started. And we kept getting together in our messenger being like, how can we make this just crystal clear for people that clearly are not reading our welcome email and are just overwhelmed? Like, how do we make it like really, really easy for them? So we broke it down between the three of us, and we started with thinking that Nicole would create like a meal plan for the group that they could follow. And she's kind of taken the lead on that, where she provides a shopping list, she provides her meal plan, she gets feedback from people if they have questions or if they need anything out of that meal plan for the week. She live streams her prep. She did both when she was prepping and then afterwards. So this is all like hugely supportive within that meal aspect. But then we took it farther and we covered like all of the different areas. And I took an idea from Annalisa with creating a calendar for the group. So like in her Aspire Nation group, so I created a calendar and I shared it and I pinned it. And every day there's something written on there. I'm reading it right now. So like when prep week started, we had, we did like a live stream and we split it up. So somebody would go live talking about goal setting and picking a program and why it's important to pick one program and stick to it. And then the 4 components of, and like the keys to success, we were really kind of approaching this from like a coaching perspective of all the vital behaviors that we have to do and kind of trying to impart them on them, but guiding them through that process. So the vital behaviors being nutrition, including Shakeology, fitness, personal development. I think that's it, right? Did I miss one? That was 4. So the keys to success, the nutrition plan, and just really explaining the container system, meal planning and prepping, success partners and prizes. So we explained the raffle that I'm going to talk about now, why Shakeology is special, personal development and how that fits in and why it's important. We had a live stream about the Beachbody Challenge, and then we wrapped it all up with a checklist, making sure that everybody was ready. In addition to that, we also have scheduled Zoom live workouts that, Serena, did anybody show up this morning?
No, Emma was try, but it's 5 a.m. her time.
Yeah, nobody showed up for mine either, but I think it's good for us to keep going because I've had a little bit of interest, but somebody wasn't able to make it. And then we also have a Zoom coffee chat where we just like hang out. So on Mondays at 8:30, is it 8:30, I think.
I forget.
We create a space where we get together and we can talk and say like, how was your weekend? How does your week look? What's going on? And like, from our perspective, we're like, let's just kind of get together. We'll do our power hours. And if someone hops on, we'll be like, how's it going? And Monday night, Serena and I were on a Zoom call with one of our challengers, and it was extremely special. She was talking to us about some hardships that she was having and some goals that she has, and we were really able to give her that like real team support to help her through. It was like really beautiful, actually. So like, I'm sure that it was helpful. She said that it was helpful from her end, but from my end, it was just extremely validating because she wasn't my challenger, but I can see. It
wasn't mine either. But they all are, really. They're all ours.
Yeah. Looking to see if there's anything else. We have the sneak peek scheduled on there. So anything that comes up, like the raffles, so it makes it really easy and organized for them to know. And then we have our posts hashtagged so that we can have people search them easily. So currently we have 3 raffles happening at the moment. I'm reading the comment. That's awesome, Emma. See, that's great. So we pair people up with success partners instead of pods to do basically what we have as coaches, where they have each other, but it's not for like a raffle or a prize at all this time. This time it's just for support and for whoever wants to be a part of it and for their own personal use. So we'll see how that goes. But we have raffles that we're having people participate in just on an individual basis. So they don't have to worry about somebody kind of slacking this time. So the 3 raffles that we have are, so the transformation raffle, where people are submitting their before pictures. They don't have to submit them now. Some people are, which is awesome. They can submit them before the after if they want to. But then at the end of the round, then they will submit their befores and afters, and then we'll have a raffle for somebody to win for going out of their comfort zone and for committing to that. I forgot to say also that this is kind of important. In the middle of our challenge group last month, Serena, I hope I'm not calling you out here, was having a little bit of a funky day. And she was like on a walk with her dog. And she was like, I want to just do the 21-day fix. And like went into the page and she was like, I need a back to basics. Like, this program's awesome. Who's doing it with me? And we like, she banded together all these people. Now all of a sudden, like all these people that were doing their own stuff. Clearly, we said everybody can do whatever they want, but this is what we're doing. The 3 of us decided we were all doing the 21-day fix extreme. And then we had all these people get like really excited about it. Why are you laughing so much? She thinks I'm hilarious. See, I'm a blue and I'm like, what's so funny? So we're all, we all entered this challenge group, like really excited to start this new round doing the 21-day fix and fix extreme. The other 2 raffles that we're doing, so we have a challenges raffle and
personal development.
Oh yeah, so the one I'm in charge of course, the leaderboard, where everybody we're having post a screenshot of their 21-day fix tracker app at the end of the day. So to make sure that they're tracking their water, tracking their food, tracking their workout, and then also Serena is kindly posting all the Darren dailies every day. And so if they comment on their insight of the day based on that Darren daily, and really like if they listen to their own personal development instead and they commented on that, then it would count towards their personal development for the day. So at the end of the day, they should have 4 points if they do everything. And like our coaches are doing for us with Success Club, we are tallying this up as we go, and we're having this like race. And the point of that isn't that the person with the most points wins. The point of that is every time they get a point, it equals their name being entered into the raffle another time. So by the end of it, everybody still has a chance to win, but their chances of winning increase with their participation if they're participating more.
So and about the challenges that we're doing, like the 3-day-a-week challenges. Can I talk about that? No, me too.
Go for it. I've been talking a lot.
So the other thing we're doing is that we scheduled each of us presents a challenge to the group 1 day a week. So there's 3 challenges a week. And it can be anything. And then if they participate in that challenge, then they get their name into the raffle. So like Serena did one Monday, I think it was. Maybe Tuesday.
Maybe. Weird fact.
A weird fact about yourself. Just a weird fact about yourself. So that we can get to know each other better. I'm going to do either like a meal prep one this weekend or like a workout. I know that people really struggle to get their workouts in on the weekend. So I'm going to post a challenge on Saturday, post a video clip of your workout today. And then you get entered into the raffle. So, and the biggest thing we're focusing on this group is like getting back to basics and like 100% committing to the program, because personally, even myself, I've been like dilly-dallying with my nutrition and really like getting off track a lot. And like other people in the group have been saying like, I'm struggling. I went and I had this big cheat meal and I like can't stop binge eating at night. And we see like people are struggling with this. So we are holding people accountable. And that's why we're making them post their tracker, the 21-day fix tracker, that they ate all their containers and they did their workout and they drank their water. People are really struggling with their water intake too. So we wanted to include the water, because that's, we did like a post where everyone posted their goals, and a lot of people really wanted to drink more water. So we include that in the tracker. But the whole purpose of this month's group is to like really get back to basics, go over the programs like super specific so that everyone knows what to do and is on the same page, and then to hold them accountable to it.
Yeah. But then beyond that, and this is really what I want to say, and this is why I'm like constantly thinking and innovating like how to do the challenge groups, is because I had somebody reach out to me last week asking me to be her coach, which was super exciting. Except I found out that she already has a coach, and she's just too scared to talk to her coach about the fact that she's fallen off and her group is basically just all sweaty selfies and pictures of food. And she's like, I'm just not inspired. I'm not connecting with anybody. It doesn't really inspire me. And I wrote like this big Facebook post about how we're digging deeper than that, and we're making connections, and we're talking about personal development. And she was like, I want to be in your group. So that's really what I wanted for our group, was that interaction and that connection. And I feel like we're starting to create this little like tribe that I think that not everybody, certainly there's people in the group that don't show up every day, but there are people that show up every single day. And it's like, if they didn't show up, we'd be like, where are they? Are they okay? You know? So we're creating something special here. And I feel like if it was just like me or just, two of us, we wouldn't have that same thing that we do. I kind of want to hear from Emma.
Can we put you on the spot and have you share your
Don't put her on the spot.
Hello.
Hi.
What do you want to know?
Yeah, Megan.
If you would just share like how your experience has been as a challenger, you don't have to talk forever.
How many have you been in? Was it 3 rounds now, Emma, or 2?
I came in, this is my second.
Okay.
So yeah, my experience has been great so far. I really am enjoying having like a success partner, being in pods. I think that it makes me communicate with people that I wouldn't typically communicate with. And for instance, my success partner that I have now, she reaches out to me multiple times a day. She'll just ask me like, how much water should I be drinking? Is this the right amount of this? Or I'm struggling with this kind of workout. So for instance, for the last 3 days, every night we send each other an email saying which part of our workout we struggled with the most. And we do that so at the, next week we can look back at that email and go, oh, I was doing so badly with the Dolphins last week, and this week they're so much easier. So that's been really nice for me to have that person that's like really into it, just like I am. And I'm a new coach, and I don't have very many people that I'm coaching right now. So I'm learning a lot from you ladies, and I feel like I have 3 coaches all the time. I know that if Serena's, doing something, I can reach out to Nicole or Megan. And so it does feel like more of a community, like we're all helping each other out. And it's not just like posting sweaty selfies and food. It really feels like I'm learning a lot about myself, and I'm growing not only as a person, but as a mentor or someone in general. So yeah.
Thank you, Emma.
You're welcome.
Emma's one of the people that like really leaned into the group, so she's benefiting from it hugely. So it's been great because I don't know how you felt about doing videos at first, but she does videos now, and I feel like I'm watching her talk right now, and I feel like I already know her, and I've never met her, which is awesome. And I see that you wrote a question in the chat: if someone isn't posting every night, you're reaching out to the challengers individually and asking why. And the answer to that is that we do. We constantly are checking in with our challengers. However, what I'll say is that setting up this group has taken a lot of time. So now that we're kind of like over the hump of prep week and like doing all those live videos and like everything, it took a lot of time. So we haven't had the opportunity to reach out as much as we maybe could. But we are definitely, I would say on a weekly basis, reaching out to our challengers, especially if, there's crickets going on. And I think that's just a general thing that all of us do for all of our challengers.
And I kind of know like which challengers of mine want me to check in with them more often, and which kind of like are more independent, and I'll check in with them like once a week maybe, or like once every like 10 days or something like that. And then the ones that really need me to check in with them more often, it just depends on the person. So
I have some challengers reaching out to me personally also, like behind the scenes, either with text message or messenger, just because they're newer. And I think that they don't necessarily, they haven't found their fit yet. But, I'm hopeful that with my dialogue with them that I'll like start bringing it into the group and have them be part of it too. Because remember, you've been in for a couple of months now, so you're a little more comfortable, I think, sharing.
I am like absolutely floored by you guys. This has been such an incredible call. So much value from all of you. And Emma, by the way, welcome to the team.
Thank you.
Does anybody have questions for anything that they covered tonight? I know I have 2 pages of notes because I can always improve. And I absolutely love everything you shared tonight.
Thank you.
Questions, anybody?
I'm curious if
we're running it through just through Facebook, and yeah, we're just running it through Facebook mostly because of the live videos. Honestly, I just feel like when you incorporate video, it just helps you connect like so much more, and you can't do that through the tracker app. So we've been keeping.
Yeah, I'm sure we will be able to soon, and I look forward to that.
Yeah. I was going to say,
I agree with the live feature. That's the hugest part of
Yeah.
Facebook. That's why I personally fight the tracker app, but it does have its benefits too. So hopefully they will change that at some point soon.
We've actually gotten away from scheduling posts. We don't have to do that anymore because of our threads that we've created, which is, oh man, such a time saver.
Yeah.
Again, I would love if you guys would just kind of share in a short paragraph in the team page of what you actually do in your challenge group, just like a bullet point type thing, because I think this is so incredibly valuable. Like I have never, ever this is huge, guys, like in 3 years heard someone break down how to add that much value into a challenge group. So thank you guys so seriously much. And I would love if there's anybody on this call like that would be willing to share what is something that you are going to take from this and go implement in your challenge groups now, because I know I'm going to change a lot of things myself, especially in terms of success partnering people up, because that was something I did at some point and never consistently enough. And I really just love how you've created such like a tribe and a community in your challenge groups. So that's something I'm going to be changing. So too.
So I have one question and I have a comment. So my comment is going to be that, and I've actually been meaning to bring this up on our page, that I don't really talk to people about who's in the group when I'm bringing them in as a challenger, but like I know people from high school, and then all of a sudden there's like 3 people from high school there, and they're like, oh, do you want to be my success partner? So they're like kind of recreating their bonds, and I think that's like kind of a beautiful thing also. But I had a question that like just out to you guys, if there's anything that you can add, if you have suggestions for us, or like if something's working for you, we'd love to hear it.
Yeah, man, speak up. Share. Hello.
Does anybody have anything that they want to say that they're going to implement, or anything that they want to add to what they shared tonight? If you do, go ahead and unmute.
I was just going to say, I think I'm going to implement trying to get them to go live. I think that would create more participation. I don't know how it's going to go because a lot of our challengers seem to be very private. I'm having a hard time getting them engaged. So some of them, you know, are all about it, and some of them not so much. So I'm hoping something like that would help. I know you guys did the little dancing, the dance off, and I almost did that last week, and then I chickened out. So I'm going to do that this week.
Well, that wasn't actually our challenge. That was a challenger. A challenger came out, and she was like, I challenge all of you to a dance off. She was like, I'm just here dancing around and thinking about you. It was awesome.
Love it.
We were like, oh my God.
Lauren, that is so up your alley if you put on some hood rat chick.
I did. I had it on the other day, and I was like, I'm about to record this. And then I
want
checked
you
out.
to post that in the team page when you do it for accountability, okay?
And Lauren, you have to post that your challenge groups are rated if you do that.
It's interesting that you say that about the privacy, though, because one of the people that's kind of more involved, she's very private, but she, for whatever reason, I guess, feels more safe just in our private. We have it set as secret, and I don't know. I think we probably could do more with video this round. We haven't done too much, but last time the video intros were really cool.
I think that is really important, Megan. I don't get that question a lot now, but I know I used to get it a lot where people were like, can anybody else see in this group? Like, is anybody on my Facebook going to see anything? Or like, is anything shared from here? I think it's really important to make sure that they know that it is a safe zone and that nothing is going anywhere for people to really come out of their shell and be comfortable with the experience for sure.
There's something that Sari does in our group. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I haven't helped with this as much as she's been doing this when she's on the train going to get baby Ben, but she kind of created like a success club board similar to what like Empowered Elite does with her success club points. And she goes through and like we have to open up everyone's profile, but we'll count up how many people log their shakes and like how many shakes and how many workouts they logged for the week, and then we put them up on the board like so and so is 7 shakes this week, wow, you know, and then it goes all the way down to 1. And it was really awesome, but it's so time consuming to open up every person's. And then like a couple of my people were like, well, how come I wasn't on there? And like stuff got missed and it was kind of a mess, but that seemed to create a lot of excitement too. I don't know how you would do that on Facebook, but
I think kind of what you said about putting like even kind of what you do with your success partnership in your private page, just putting up like a post of Shakeology and saying that's the picture for the whole, like, I don't know if you think about it in Aspire Nation, like the way that we comment with SC points and Empowered Elite, but I have it pinned, but in Aspire Nation, it's not. Like it gets dropped down in the page and you have to go find it and then comment on it and it brings it back up. So maybe doing it like that kind of would be kind of fun, because I don't know about you guys, but like I love being able to go in and like comment on something and see it pop back up. So I mean, that might be something that would work too.
Yeah, and that's why we're kind of putting everything in like threads, like specific threads this time, because going through and like counting the hashtags was really time consuming, but when it's like in a thread, it makes it easier to keep track of it.
Yeah. So I've kind of taken the role of counting up at the end of the day. I'm doing it the next morning to see what people did the day before. And I have a spreadsheet and I just took screenshots and I posted the screenshot like the day after. So my plan on Friday is to just tally it up and put it there. So I think that's much easier than the hashtags we were counting before, believe me.
Does anybody have any last questions for these ladies? Because you killed it. Killed it. No. All right. Well, thank you so much, guys. Absolutely incredible call and so much value added. Thank you so much for sharing tonight and stepping out of your comfort zone. And just honestly, thank you for the incredible friggin' work that you do. It's absolutely incredible to see your dedication to your challengers. Amazing. Everybody, thanks for hopping on. We will see you next week and have a good night. If anyone missed the call, I'll post a recording tonight, probably around 11 when it's done loading. So have a good night, guys. Bye.
Thank you.